Today we are going to take a look at this CANSON XL Sanded Dry Mixed Media Paper. It is to be used with a dry techniques. So what I'm gonna do is dry oil pastels, soft pastels and colored pencils on this paper, just to see how they perform and actually to see what is the best for this paper. Of course that will also depend on the brand that you are using, but I'm gonna try and use actually the budget friendly art supplies. Why? Well, because this is also a budget friendly paper, and it will be nice if this paper can be like an option to pastel matte. Pastel matte is a kind of sanded paper, and the oil pastels, soft pastels, colored pencils, they all stick really well on that paper. So it would be really nice if we had some cheaper option to that really expensive paper. So let me show you what kind of surface this paper has. It is, yeah, it seems like a sanded paper, but it is not as rough as your usual sanded paper like UArt or something that is really scratchy. You do not even want to touch it. This one is actually, it's okay, but it has, yeah, it has like a sanded surface to it. So I hope you can see how the surface looks like. So this is on one side, and actually the paper looks the same also on the other side. So yeah, with this paper actually both sides are the same. So what should I just start with? I have some oil pastels here. These are the Pentel oil pastels. These are really cheap oil pastels, okay? So you have a problem with these ones, that you cannot layer them really well on some other papers. For example, this is the Mitens paper, a little bit, it has a texture to it, but still these oil pastels do not work good on it. And also on the smooth paper, they are also not nice. But where I do love them, but that is a paper thing, this Sennelier velour paper, that is my favorite paper for oil pastels, but I'm not gonna talk about that one for now. Now let's just check how these ones work. And I also have the Rubens oil pastels, so we can also see how those ones are on this paper. So let's just take a couple of colors and see if we can layer or not. So I think this is like, now I'm not using any pressure. I'm not using any pressure, and I think you can see how the surface of this paper looks like. Let's see. So because there is not a lot of oil pastel down, I'll probably not be able to blend, but wait a second, look at this. Ooh, actually it does cover the paper. So let's now use a thicker, heavier pressure. So with the heavier pressure, it almost covers up the paper. And now just to smudge it a little bit. That already, it looks nice, but now let's see if we will be able to put a color on top of that. Let's try with something like this. Okay. Maybe, let's see this one. Okay, so they are, now I have actually too much of the color, so you see the colors are mixing with each other, but still actually I have a pretty good coverage of the surface. So actually what you can do, you can use the blue one like this, and then just like right here, See, this is what happens when you mix them. So the colors are actually already mixing. So you cannot layer this the color on top of this one. It is actually see-through, but I think you can still get like a nice transition here. Did I use this one? Now I'm not quite sure which one I used. I think it was the other one. But yeah, actually, I like the coverage. Well, yeah, you're not really able to layer a lot. You see here, this is this kind of color, so it really is intermixing with the color underneath. But beside that, I think that the coverage of the paper is nice compared, for example, to this one. You see, and you see also how vibrant the color is. It definitely stands out much more on this paper. So I would actually say it is a nice, cheaper alternative to the pastel matte, and also to my favorite velour paper, because the velour paper is also expensive paper. So this is how it looks on the velour. So it's even more vibrant than on this one, but I think this is a really nice middle price range paper which will still work. Okay, so let's now try some more expensive ones. So I have here the Rubens oil pastels. I'm not sure if I have the same colors, probably not in this set, but let's just try it out. So they are much softer than the ones from the Pentel. And you can put them so they are much more visible on top of the other. You can see that here. Which else? Let's take another one. Now I'm gonna get the brown, but I do not care. But still, even like this, you see the color is still vibrant. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. This color, so even though I've put here 3 layers, I have 3 completely different colors. They are vibrant, and OMG, this is so smooth. This is really smooth to blend. Yeah, this is really nice. Let's take this one. Yeah, it looks really nice. And let's try to put, do I have a white one here? So it's not really a white, but yeah, you see with the Rubens oil pastels you can do this, which is so nice. I could have actually tried that with the Pentel. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I mean, it is still better than on the. Here I have 3 layers, so you do have to have that in mind. But beside that, I think it's nice. Let's clean it up a little bit. And here, so you will not get a white, but you can still get some highlights. And here on the velour paper, you are getting actually, yeah, similar results. I do like this. Yeah, I think nice paper. Okay, so let's move on. So I would say that this paper is probably going to work with a lot of cheap brands oil pastels. Okay, now I'm gonna try some soft pastels here. And what I have here, these are the Jaxon's Soft Pastels in a budget range. So let's take a little bit and see. Okay, so I do have some dust here. I think my fingers are still dirty from the other colors. Okay, so let's see how much of the color we can put down and if we can put layers or not. So now I'm gonna blend something, maybe a little bit of the bright one here. Oh, this one stands actually really nice. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, you are getting a little bit more of the dust here, as you can see. Yeah, so you cannot put a lot of this one. It is lifting up the layer underneath. So, so it's not really, the soft pastels is not really sticking to it as I was hoping it will work. I mean, I can, yeah, I can go over this one. Let's see. But it is not really, nope, I have a lot of dust, you can see here. But the dust is not the problem, it's just that the color is not as vibrant as it is on, for example, sanded paper. So this is all, when you have a really good paper, even the cheap pastels will work okay on that paper. But this for me is like I'm not getting a lot of depth here. Yes, I have this first layer down, but as you can see, even though I'm putting this soft pastel on top, now it looks like an okay, but the moment I blend it, it just loses its vibrancy. So I would not really use this one for the, let's say, budget-friendly soft pastels. And now let's see how a little bit more expensive soft pastels work on this paper. Here I have the Sennelier soft pastels. And let's try these ones out. Even though these are really soft, I actually do not have so much dust here. Surprising. I was not expecting this. Okay, so let's see if I can blend this thing. No, actually, yeah, now I see the dust, so there is dust. Now that I have I've blended them out, I do have almost the same amount of the dust on this here. So when you start to blend them, you are really removing the pastel from the paper. So also here I do not think it's an ideal paper for it. Works better with these ones, yes, but then with these ones there is like a lot of, I see that the pastels went down into those holes, but other than that I've removed the majority of the pastel here on the side, which also happened here. When I just put it like this, it is really vibrant, but I mean, you cannot really work like this. It will fall down at some point. So yeah, also not, no, I will not really use it for soft pastels, but for the oil pastels, I think this is going to be a nice paper. And the last medium that I'm gonna try on this paper are the colored pencils. I will be using these ones from the Arctics, the 72 colors. I really love this set of colored pencils. It is on a cheaper side and the pencils are really good. But we are going to see if they will work on this paper, or maybe this paper is not made for them. Okay, let's try something like this. Well, colored pencils, coloring with colored pencils is a slower process than with these other two mediums, so it will take some time. Maybe I will also use, yeah, let's use also some really bright color to see if it is going to stand out or not, and if I will be able to blend anything on this paper. The first thing that I'm actually noticing is that the colored pencils, they feel slippery on this paper, and actually they feel oily. But yeah, I'm just gonna try, and I'm now going over this in a multiple light layers, so I'm not pressing really hard, but I'm really noticing that the color is just remaining on the top here, but not going down, so I will have to press a little bit more. And maybe after that I will just do the burnishing on half of it, and maybe try using the solvent on another half. And I'm just gonna speed that up a little bit now. So this needs to dry, but in the meantime, let me tell you about, well, burnishing and using these colored pencils on this paper. Well, I did not like it. The thing is that the color, just, you can see here, actually it remains on top of the paper. If you press really hard, it will cover some of the surface, but not so well, and these particular ones feel just too slippery on this paper. Yeah, it was not really fun coloring with these colored pencils on, yeah, on this paper. So let's see what will happen here when this dries up. Okay, so this is the side where I've used the Zested, the solvent for the colored pencils. Well, I do not like the result. There are still some parts where there is a lot of pigment from the colored pencil. And let's see if I can go on top of it. Yeah, I mean, yes, I can go on top with a brighter color if I want, but still I have these spots where the color just remains on the paper. As you can see, I hope you can see it, it's just not a nice result. But for the oil pastels, I think this paper is going to be really nice. So this CANSON XL paper, I would definitely recommend it. So if you want to try oil pastels and you do not want to spend a lot of money for the paper, try them with this one. Okay guys, so that would be it. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.